Okay, so when does performance management PM get more, we call it official? This is when, for example, unofficial is a huddle, right? I mean, it's not like we're writing, documenting. We might have a scoreboard, we might not, right? We have our WIG meetings. We're talking about off that regular cadence, right? So, and this is when you have to address something more than once, right? So for example, things are not looking good in a particular area. So this is when we do more the official performance management. This is more so what I was just talking about was the overall culture of, culture of greatness. Now we're kind of pivoting to, okay, great. Now now we got some lingering issues that we need to address by individual players. Okay. Right? Maybe they're not running fast enough. Maybe they're not benching enough of weight. Maybe they're not catching the ball enough, right? So we got to performance manage that. That's an analogy because that's not our job, that's sports. All right. And then lastly is blatant policy violations, right? So that's another one. Okay. Now, before we go into how to handle that and that 4-week process, we really want to, that DeLorean, what a great car. We want to make sure everything's set up, the foundation is right. So just bear with me on this one. So the HR basics, I know. You want to make sure that if you don't already, you've got this locked down for employment laws and regulations. You want documentation. You want to have a system of documentation. Or I can't tell you more that you've got to, when there are crucial conversations, when there are performance improvement plans or write-ups, however you call it, you've got to make sure there's things that are written, because it will, as an owner, you will potentially get sued, and it's just a lot of time and unnecessary frustration that you have to go through. So document. With the onset or the use of like ChatGPT, sometimes it's so easy now where you can just let's say you came out of a conversation, it's fresh in your mind, just document it in your ChatGPT, and then you can get to it later and send something more formal, right? So you just do the old talk text. It takes, however long it takes you to talk, maybe 30 seconds. And then at least you have the basis of it, and then it'll write it for you. So there's no more, is there an excuse like, I don't have time to do all this documentation, okay? Make sure you get that employee handbook. Remember, we have our versions. If you need like kind of a base of it, we're happy to send it to you, the employee handbook. And then your hiring and onboarding stuff, and then payroll and compensation. Make sure all of this is like given to your team member so it's all crystal clear. Okay. All right. So the 3 stages of performance management, there's 3 stages, right? Number 1, we call it like a verbal conversation. 2 is a write-up, and 3 is a final one. This is what we use. You might have your own version, but so if I sit with you today and I'm talking to you about being late, for example, it's going to be considered a verbal conversation, but I'm still going to record that. What I mean by record is I'm going to send you an email about our conversation. Hey, Dino, I just want to give you just a recap of our conversation. Blah, 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 making sure we're on time. Thank you very much. If you need anything, let me know, right? So it's still written. So now it exists forever in email space, okay? Now, if that same problem persists, well, then we do more of an official write-up, and that's when we do sit down and they see that we have, and I'll go over a specific one. We have our action, our behaviors and our actions, and we look for a signature, just so there's no ambiguity, like, okay, this is what I observed. This is what needs to fix. Do you have any questions, right? Because when they see it in words, right, rather than just how I'm speaking, it's a little bit more real, okay? And then they know that this goes to their file, right? Everybody should have a file. Again, we use HR Bamboo, so everything's a digital file, so I can pull up, anything that's important in your file, right? So I got some team members, very thick files because they've been with us for a long period of time. And then lastly is the final warning. All right, the final warning is, that's what it is. We're giving you one more shot to do this. Okay, one more shot to do this. Make sure that you're all ready to do that, though. You don't want to give people final warnings and they do not improve, and then you're like, I'll give you a pass on this one. Okay, we'll go into the details on that, but it's really important that we stick to that guns and be prepared to have to move and find them a new location that's probably outside of your team. Okay, so verbal, write-up, Now this is, and let's be clear, this is all like of the same issue, right? In a 90-day period. That's what it looks like. Usually if they've been good for 90 days, we may tend to start from the beginning if you want or not. So of course, if it's an egregious thing like they took money stole, then we don't do any of these warnings. We just move to termination. But this is something that I like this person. They're a good team member. They're just having some bad little patch right now. We're going to try to performance manage this to get them back on track. All right. All you're trying to do is help them. That's all you're trying to do. You're not trying to be a jerk. Key tip here is you want to go through with empathy, right? Empathy is going to be your path through on this one. And it's going to get you a lot more distance and a lot more. They'll hear you a lot better when you come in with empathy.